Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rifcal. We're going to finish up here with our Yang percent run. We've got two basic things left to check. We're just looking for the karate boss at this point. I'm pretty sure we just got two. Oh crap, we've got the giant. I hope it's not on the giant. That'd be silly. Okay, so we're going to go... Actually, no, we don't want to do whale yet. We want to do hook first. Should be pretty straightforward. At this point, we're just looking for the boss, or for Yang, the karate boss. That is not the karate we're looking for. Screw you, game. We don't actually have to fight anything but that boss at this point. Technically, there are a couple things that could lead to. And there's a chance that we won't be strong enough. We don't actually... The good news is we don't actually have to beat him down all the way, regardless of which spot he's at. We just have to have Cecil get an attack off after he has attacked X number of times. Oh, Octomom's Rubicon, not Golbez. Okay, good to know. Come on. So because we know the second boss of this section, we actually only need to go visibly check the first one. And then we reset out. Then we go to Mizdia and get the big whale, go to the moon, and we have like 6 bosses there to check. I know this video is not going to be very long, but there is a lot of stuff going on still, and it has the potential to drag out a bit. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Technically, there's the 2 bosses on the giant too. Valvalis is not it. So yeah, I think the other runs I've done where I've had bosses included, I've had multiple bosses that you have to track down, and it's gone better because it hasn't just been one last piece you're looking for. The character requirements have been fine. Like, most of the characters are not super hard to find. At worst, you have to get to the moon. Like, that's not the thing whatever. The key item requirements, especially with summons and moon bosses turned off, are really good. Like, it's fast. It's fun. The preparation for the moon is honestly one of the things that makes it feel like it takes longer. Okay, so we're gonna do this quick. Then reset out. Then go to the go get the character, back out, save, so that we can reset. I could have just checked that. It's Kinezo. Yeah, especially when you no longer need the XP. This feels like it's the inevitable conclusion. I also messed up horribly there by not saving. So we have to watch Big Whale again. So yeah, the basic premise of these runs is fun. The goal of like being able to customize your goal like this is cool. I like the idea of requiring at least, 2 specific key items to be used. Because when you have stuff like that where you have to be able to to check off a couple key items, it's a very similar feel to the Forge the Crystal, but it's different key items that are required. So like in this case, you need the tower key to blow up the you need the tower key to blow up the super cannon, and you need the pan to wake Yang up. Okay, so we're gonna go check our last character. Unless it is Soya, I don't care. Nope. Another Porum. I don't mind having Porum early game, especially if Palom's there too. She actually learns a lot of, well, not a lot. She learns some spells faster than Rosa, like Exit, which is really handy. Okay. So from there, now we don't have to do the character or watch that character thing again. I'm feeling, let's do first check here to the left. We'll save before. Excuse me. We'll save before the Wyvern spot after this, and then we'll do the same thing except for save at the lower one before we continue after that. There's something very weird about the resets to me. Like, it's always been a thing that felt weird, but with both this and with Link to the Past. But it does make things go a lot faster, especially for this type of run. So yeah, I don't think hunting for a single boss like this is probably the best way to go in future runs. I'm probably not going to be doing Yang percent again, considering both times I have done it, this has been the result. No, let's just go do this. This is faster. It's always a pain to go to Wyvern. We can do it last. We're going to do a separate save, because if it is in the giant, we want to be able to go back to the front. Guards. I think the worst part with this is, even if you do have to fight... Oh, that's the same one I just did. I'm so dumb. I think the best, or the worst part with this is, if you have Cecil, this is just negligent. Because you don't actually have to gear up to fight a boss. You just have to survive 2 rounds. Which is much easier than the alternative. Something where you have to fight actual bosses, if you get to this point, it makes a lot more sense that you'd end up having to still level up a bit and be creative with it. I have some thoughts for objectives, like having to beat the 2 spots in the Land of Summoned Monsters, the King and Queen spot, or something like that. So there's still a boss, but it's not like a Zeromus Moon boss level boss. It's just a difficult boss, depending on who's there especially. Which is, again, part of the problem with it, is you can end up with a joke boss. You can end up with Water Hag or something, which you can turn off those bosses' flags so that you actually have to fight them. But even then, it's very random, which it's a randomizer. It's gonna be hit and miss, but yeah, still trying to figure out the best one, the ones I enjoy most. Seriously, Wyvern. Okay. I missed. Okay. Well, we know. We didn't level up. After all that talk about how it's annoying because you don't have to level up, you don't... That was a thing that just happened. Okay. I have a thought. I'm not sure it's a good thought, but it's a thought. I think we can get through this. So first of all, we've got a save point right here. We don't have any... $13, $13, $15, $21. so I don't really have a great agility anchor. Let's give it a shot. So what I did there is increased his speed. And I'm doing that in the hopes. Oh, I should have done an illusion. Oh well. Well, we'll see what happens. There we go. Ouch. Congratulations, all objectives complete. Okay, so yeah. That ended up being a little harder than I thought, but that's only because it's at Wyvern. And we still could cheese it. It's not like we actually had to beat down the full HP of the Wyvern spot. So yeah, that was it was okay. I think so far I like Edward percent better than Yang percent. The other ones that I'm doing currently is Rydia. Well, it's not Rydia percent. It's the Summon Monster Hunter percent. You have to beat Bahamut, Odin, Leviathan, Asura, and Mist Dragon, and burn Mist Village with the package. So it's okay. 120. It was actually a lot longer than that. I actually genuinely don't know how long. I'll check it in post and put it in the video. Because we reset a lot in this run. So yeah, the thing I like about this is it is faster. There's less time grinding, and there's less time, and you don't have to have the same party every time. You can customize your party a bit as you go. The thing I don't like with it is that end game, unless you happen to get the boss early. The requirement of having to do specific bosses means you literally just sit there and check boss locations and reset a lot, and it's not my favorite thing. It's not something I really enjoy. I like the ones where you have to find specific characters, because those are usually places you're going to go anyway. There's only one spot where you can find characters that's super out of the way, besides the moon, since those are not required most of the time. But I think focusing these custom seeds on locations and objectives that are on the ground and underground, having a good mix of that means you basically just have to find the key items. They're all the key item locations are in those areas, and maybe throwing in one of the boss fight locations or two of the boss fight locations. Like, I understand that throwing in Fabul as a requirement is basically a joke, but I think that doing, like, the other one was Dark Elf for Edward. Having to go do that, you have to at least still have a capable party that can go and deal with a boss. Maybe at some point, like I said, doing something like forcing something like Dwarf Castle, or the Summon Monsters, Odin, one of those, or even Bahamut. Something like that, where it's... But do it based on the location, so that you have to still have a combat-capable party, versus this, where you're just wandering aimlessly looking for a boss that I can kill in one hit. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this so far. I like this. I like the fact that you can customize. I'm still not super... I am enjoying these. It's not my super favorite thing ever. I really was excited about it early on. I like the idea of it more than I like playing it repeatedly. And it's not my favorite thing for making videos at this point. So I'm probably not going to be doing a ton more. I'll still do them on occasion. It's fun to do something like this on occasion. But because of the time commitment and the repetition of it, it's one of those things where, I've said the same thing so many times on some of this, and I don't mind explaining my thought process as I'm going, but it's really... I enjoy it more as a relaxing thing to sit back as a second window on my monitor, or something while I'm like listening to music or watching a video, and just comparing times. I enjoy it both ways. I still like making the videos, obviously, but if I'm not putting them out, that's why. It doesn't mean I'm not doing them necessarily. It means that I'm doing other things while I'm doing it. So yeah. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one.